Seasons of waiting can come with its ups and downs, but Jevanna is here to equip us and remind us not only that God is faithful, but that we are not alone. Welcome back to In the Waiting with Jev.
Hey ladies, I'm so glad you're here. In the Waiting with Jev, we are back. For those watching, you can see my shirt. Remember your why. Merry Christmas. Christmas is upon us. I can't believe it. Don't forget your why in this season. Oh, I just hope that ministers to you on some level. God, we just pray, Lord, that women would remember their why. Why are they here? What's their purpose? What's their destiny? As much as we want and we long for children or we long for a mate, you have more to you than just that. I know when I was little, I would say, I desire to be a mom. I desire to be a wife. And I wanted that. But then as time went on, as I grew in the Lord and grew in my calling and what he's called me to do, I realized there's so much more to me than that. So that was free. I want to talk through, sometimes holidays can bring up a lot of just through loss. And when you, maybe it's your first time you're going through with Christmas, you're going through the loss of a parent or loss of a spouse or loss of a child. And I want to talk about things to say and things not to say during the time of, just this season of loss and not loss, not losing. Goodness, I'm a little cloudy today. Okay, so things not to say. Here are 20 things not to say when when you're talking with someone, you've got to know your audience. So always know who's in front of you. If you have conceived and you've gotten pregnant pretty quickly, don't walk up to someone and say, if they're excited for you in your new pregnancy and you haven't seen them in a minute, don't tell them, oh, well, I just, if they say, well, how long have you been pregnant? And maybe you've been pregnant for a couple of months or something. Don't say, oh, it was the first try. Like, know your audience in that. All right, here are some things not to say. Number one, at least you can try again. Number two, everything happens for a reason. Number three, it was God's will. Number four, maybe there was something wrong with the baby. Number five, at least you know you can get pregnant. Number six, at least it happened early on. That one strikes me. My experience, I had early on losses. I just want to say out there, pain is pain. I don't care if your baby was 7 weeks, 20 weeks, full term, pain is pain. And it is real to the person as anything else, like whether you're in the early on or full term, pain is pain. Number seven, you're still young. You have plenty of time to have a child. Number eight, it's common. Many women go through this. What? No, let's not make that common. I don't think it's common. Number nine, comparing the loss to any other kind of loss, like losing a pet or a distant relative. If you have been on one of my episodes earlier in this season, I cracked up laughing because I told a real story about how someone had told me, when I had told them about my loss, it reminded them about their pet loss. And that was in the moment. I just had to laugh in the moment to keep from crying because I thought, you're going to compare your pet loss to my loss. I don't think that's a good idea. Number 10, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Number 11, you can always have more children. 12, at least you have other children. 13, maybe it's for the best. 14, well, at least you weren't that far along. 15, be thankful for what you have. 16, now you have an angel watching over you. I don't know how theological that is, people, honestly. I don't know that when your baby passes and goes on, they become an angel. I'm just saying, I don't know where that is in the Bible. This number 17, this might be a blessing in disguise. I don't know how that's a blessing in disguise to lose a child. 18, time heals all wounds. Maybe for some, but maybe not for others. Number 19, when will you start trying again? Really, that is none of your business. None yet. Number 20, at least it wasn't a real baby yet. Okay, what? When egg and sperm meet, They join. The embryo is formed at that point, and that is a real baby. Stop saying those things. All right, here are some things, 20 things that you can say. Number 1, I am sorry, so sorry for your loss. 2, take all the time you need to grieve. I'm here for you. 3, I cannot imagine how you're feeling, but I'm here to support you in any way I can. 4, it's okay to feel devastated. Your feelings are valid. Please validate the people. That's so important. 5, I'm always here if you want to talk, or even if you don't. That's the best, to have someone to say they're there for you, even if they don't want to talk. That's the best. I remember just having friends come over during losses, and they would sit beside me, and there are times when we didn't have to say anything. It was so refreshing. Number 6, you're not alone. We love you. We're here for you. 7, it's not your fault. That's a really good one to say too. 8, it's okay to be angry, to be sad, or to be confused. Your feelings are your own, and they're okay. Remember, because God made you with all these feelings, it's okay to have them. Number 9, you have every right to grieve as much as you need to. 10, I'm just so incredibly sorry, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. 11, I'm here for you in whatever way you need. 12, I can't begin to understand your pain. That's a really good phrase right there. I can't begin to understand your pain, but please know that I love you and I'm here for you. 13, I'm always here for you, even if you just need to cry. 14, if you ever want to talk about your baby, I am here. Especially if they've named the baby, you can text them to tell them, just name the baby, ask them about maybe if they had a full term stillborn, or if they delivered a stillborn, and talk to them about the baby. It's very healing for their heart. Maybe they saw the features of the baby, talk about, maybe they had the same nose as some of the other siblings, or as the mom and dad. Those are all things that are healing. Don't avoid that conversation. 15, take all the time you need. Your healing is important. 16, your strength during this difficult time is admirable, but remember, it's okay to be vulnerable too. 17, if there's anything I can do to support you, please let me know. 18, I know that words can't take away the pain, but I want to offer you my sincere condolences. 19, I'm holding space for you and your feelings during this difficult time. And 20, you don't have to go through this alone. I'm here to support you. One of my dear friends always says, I'm carrying you in my heart. And that was always so helpful and healing for me. Listen. Sometimes the most helpful thing you can do is just listen. Let them express their feelings without judgment. An individual response. Remember that everyone has an individual response to loss. Some may want to talk, while others prefer solitude. Always respect what they desire. Offer practical help. This is really good. If appropriate, you might offer to assist them with practical things, like helping them with meals or chores to ease their burdens during this time. Patience. Give them the space and time they need to heal. Grief doesn't have a set timeline. Professional help. Encourage them, if they are open to it, if you feel they need it, to seek professional help, to find it in the challenging times of coping with their loss. Being sensitive and empathetic while respecting the person's individual process of grief is the best approach when supporting someone through a miscarriage or an infant loss. Use their language. Again, I said this earlier, but if they have a name for their baby, use it. Acknowledge the baby as a precious individual. Remembering, if they're open to it, help them find a way to remember or honor their baby, perhaps through a memorial or a special ceremony. One of my close people, we planted a butterfly bush in her backyard, and so she has this butterfly bush to remember her daughter, who she delivered at 21 weeks, and it's been so meaningful for her. Some people, you do wind chimes, and they put their names on it, and they put maybe a scripture or the date of the birth, and so they can hear it. And every time the wind blows, they hear. It reminds them of their daughter or their son. Personal space. Offer your presence, but also give them personal space if they ask for it. And follow up. This is big. Keep checking on them periodically to show you care and you're thinking about them. Some people, when this happens, time goes on, the world moves on, and then you forget. to check up on them. Put reminders in your phone. Check up on the people. Physical support. Offer physical support through a hug or a handhold if they're comfortable with it. All right, last thing, approaching the conversation with empathy and open-heartedness can offer comfort during such a tragic time. It's also important to give them space to grieve while offering a shoulder to lean on. So I hope these tips are helpful. If you know of someone that could use this advice or tips, send them this way, send my podcast their way. I really want to equip and empower people in this hour to know how to handle grief of losing a child or having a loss. I think it's important for us to be equipped because those well-meaning people say the weirdest things. So I'm sorry if you've been on that end of it. It's not helpful. And I just hope this podcast blesses you. And I know if you're in the midst of pain in this holiday season, I'm praying for you. I bless you with peace and a grace that meets you from our King Jesus in his name. Bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in to In the Waiting with Jev. I am so excited about this season. Don't forget to leave a review, like it, share it, go and subscribe. It means so much to me. I so appreciate you being there. Have a great day.